In this video, we're going to discuss updating your profile, which includes updating your credit card information, your debit card, as well as your company greeting, your service area, and your profile picture. So let's get started by clicking on Profile. First off, let's talk about your payment profile. You got two different types of payment areas, one to receive payments and one for advertising payments. The payment profile to receive payments has to be a debit card. That's the card we will transfer funds to your account when an invoice is paid. So as you see, you have all the relevant card information, but you also have this area for tax ID or EIN number. Now, because of the payment processing provider we use, an EIN or tax ID number is required to get your money timely. If you're not so worried about time, you don't have to provide the information. However, it may take up to 2 weeks to process your transfer into your account. Basically, the service provider uses the tax ID or EIN number to validate who you are against the card you're using. It's part of legislation to prevent money laundering and funding terrorist cells. So if you're not a terrorist cell and you're not laundering money, you don't have anything to worry about. Now, all the information that you see here came from the payment provider as an object to our server. We don't actually hold any of this information on our server. Whenever you fill this form out, all this information is transferred to the payment service provider, and they return back to us a customer ID and a message concerning the card that you entered. If the card is a valid card, there won't be any problems. If it's not a valid card, then it'll give us an error concerning the card, which we display to you whenever the error is received. But anyway, I just want to make that clear. None of this is stored on our server. It's stored on the payment provider server. And this tax ID or EIN number is actually used to prevent money laundering and terrorist activities. Further down, we look at advertising payment details, and you don't have to fill this information out. This information is only used if you have advertising. Now, if you decide to purchase advertising later on, it will actually default to your debit card that you have entered up here. So many companies will actually separate it out. They will use a credit card for advertising to boost their exposure to their target market while maintaining a debit card to transfer money to. That way you can make a significant impact on whatever target market you're pursuing. Get people having that impression in their mind. So once you fill all this information out and you update the information, it'll return a message saying everything's processed fine and these are the cards we're going to use. So now, under company profile, just like it implies, this is all the information concerning your account. Your name, your last name, email, so forth and so on. Under company name, if you're already registered in our system, then company name is going to say either home inspector, appraiser, or mortgage company or something along those lines. It's a good idea to go ahead and change it to reflect your actual company name. You don't want to leave it as the default company name. And another important area is the service area zip codes. Now you see I only have 2 entered here. You can enter as many as you want. Just make sure you follow the format. Enter a number, space, enter another number. It has to be 5 digits. The system doesn't work with all the digits in a zip code, and what will happen if you enter all the digits and somebody searches your business, it will skip right over you. So make sure you use a 5-digit zip code with a space. And make sure you also focus on the entire geographic area that you want to perform services in. So if there's 10 zip codes, enter 10 zip codes, and you'll see your business improve. Have 1 zip code, you're only going to get calls out of that 1 zip code. So another important area is this company greeting section. The default message says this user has not set up a company greeting. So this ought to be one of the first things that you focus in on. This is where you're actually going to make your sales pitch to your customers. You want them to be attracted to your business. You want them to want to use your service. If it says this user hasn't set up a company greeting, then they don't know anything about you. So it's a good idea to come in here and change your company greeting. So of course, once you save the information, updates are instantaneous. Another important feature is your profile picture. So as you see, I have my profile picture listed here. It's as simple as choosing a file, and then you just simply hit the upload button. Well, this is not my computer. Anyway, if you once you find your picture, just go ahead and you'll open it just like a regular file, click submit, and your picture will be updated. The reason we started out here, if you go to your contacts and go to Pro Search, let me just throw in my zip code. When you hit submit, this is the name of our business. To change that name, you go to your business information. When I view the details, this is the message that I've entered into the details. Now, let me show you what one looks like without it. You look at the details of this person, it indicates I haven't set up a greeting. No business name, it just says Home Inspector. So some of the businesses actually have business names associated with them. It depends on how we get the data. If we get the data from, say, Texas Real Estate Commission, they don't have business names associated with the business. But if we get the data from the Association of Mortgage Brokers, then we will get the business name. Just to show you an example, well, we don't have any in my zip code. Let's try again. So see, here's this company's business name. Because we had it, we went ahead and uploaded it. They still haven't set up a greeting or a profile picture. So those things are very important, and you ought to ensure that you take care of those as soon as possible. That way you'll show up in the search engines the way you want to be shown. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. There's going to be a whole series for professional service providers so that you may reference them and understand the importance of each section. Thank you and have a good day.